So we make portable in-house potency testing equipment. So traditionally this has been in cannabis, and more recently we've moved into psychedelics, as well as things like edibles and beverages, that kind of thing. So that's where we've seen a lot of growth, is through that manufactured product, really.
Is there still pushback from the industry when it comes to bringing it in-house?
I think it's changing a little bit. I think as folks are kind of getting more serious about making products that are the same over batch to batch, and that are especially moving into edibles where things can vary quite a bit depending on the different formulations they're using, that's starting to change. It is still a little bit of pushback, but I think really most people recognize the value in doing in-house testing, not to mention the cost savings over time. Sending to a lab is great, but it costs money and it takes time, and you can't iterate as quickly as you could with in-house testing.
Is it easy to use?
Yeah, you definitely don't have to be a scientist. It looks complicated when you look at the box. It's what's called an HPLC, or high performance liquid chromatograph, which is a little bit complicated when you're running in a lab, but for our device, it's step by step. You walks you through every single step you've got to take. So very simple to operate. It's kind of fun to be able to kind of play scientist and not have to really wear the white coat while you're doing it. So, but on the manufactured product side, being able to continually test is really important to make sure you don't go off base. Like if you were going to can, 10,000 cans of cannabis seltzer, and then find out after you've done that something is wrong, that's going to be a lot of money you've spent. So having that ability to test and iterate quickly is really important. And similarly with R&D, just formulation work becomes much easier and much faster when you're able to kind of do in-house testing. Probably early in the days, we did a lot more hemp testing where they're looking at, that THC level being 0.3%, and we've actually found that some of our customers were pushing on the regulators saying, hey, you guys need to start using this as well. So we actually work with some of the cannabis regulators as well, just to make sure that products are what they say they are, it's safety, that kind of thing. So that's been kind of an interesting surprise to us to see the proactiveness of our customers wanting to engage with the regulation.
I've talked to a number of people that have used your products, and they seem to, there's almost an immediate buy-in. Have you noticed that just in terms of once you land a customer, they're kind of a customer for life?
Yes, definitely, especially more recently. People that are, I think, more serious nowadays are testing hundreds of tests a month. So we're regularly seeing customers that are just constantly using the device, constantly putting it to use, and I think that makes it more valuable for them, of course, and makes it a more worthwhile buy, so for sure.
What are you seeing in the psychedelics industry right now?
It's interesting. It's definitely still a gray area. It's kind of exciting because there's a lot less known about the products, there's a lot less known about stability of the products, how they're making them, what things work, what things don't. So there's a lot more to learn, and I think having it in-house testing again is really important, but it's great and more fun for me as a technical person to kind of work on some of those challenges that the mushrooms and psychedelics folks are kind of contending with.
How do you feel about the cannabis industry right now?
It's a mixed bag. I'd love to say it's just skyrocketing, but I think what we're seeing now is obviously a lot of consolidation. I'm sure other people have said that, but I think we're seeing more kind of serious business people trying to make a consistent product, trying to make a good product, working really hard to make a consistent brand experience. And I think those are the winners, and the fact that some of the people are falling off on the sides is maybe a good thing for the industry. We see people stabilizing and really making better products in the end, which is better for consumers. It's more complicated than it seems, and having folks that are willing to put in that extra work to make a consistent product is absolutely better for both the industry and consumers at the end.
How often does somebody bring in your product for the first time ever, think they know exactly what they're going to see, and then they find something completely different?
Oh, like all the time?
Yeah.
Especially on the edible space, I think there's a lot, in beverages in particular, there's a lot of challenge around whether your can liner is absorbing cannabinoids, whether you're mixing the product correctly and getting that even gradient across the entire filling cycle. Like all those kind of things are a lot more difficult than it seems, and being able to iterate quickly again is what's needed to kind of help them there. But it's surprising how many little problems you can come up with.
What are your thoughts on the show this year?
It's been great. It's been, I'd say maybe slightly lower foot traffic, but not in a bad way. I think it's all the serious folks that are here. So we've had a lot of great conversations, and all the folks that we're talking to are I'd say, seriously in the business, not a bunch of people kind of trying to get into it or something they'd see in the past. So it's been really good for us, and I think it's been a good show in general.
What can we expect next from Orange Photonics?
I think we're looking a lot more on the edibles, the beverage side, trying to make that even more simple for folks to control their processes. So definitely working a lot there. And we're also working on a lot more kind of different types of psychedelics as well, trying to look at some of those minor tryptamines, some of the other psychedelics that are kind of becoming important. So I'd say, again, a lot of focus on that, on the manufactured products and on the psychedelics really right now.
How do you simplify it for operators?
We are trying to not just test like a single test. That's great to have a single test. Oh, I know what it is right here, but trying to tie the whole process together. So testing your beginning product, testing the in-process product, and then testing your final product all across the way, and being able to kind of knit that together to make an understanding of how the process works and where things can go wrong and where things can go right is really kind of what we're trying to push towards. The fact that there's HPLCs that are in a box, it makes it a lot easier for folks to do internal testing, and having that capability that's similar to a lab is really important, because you've got a lot more flexibility with a lot more product types and a lot lower detection limits, things like that. And that's kind of what I think is really important about our product.
I think the idea of putting this orange suitcase down on a table and open, I don't know, it has a certain cool factor.
Oh, well, thanks. I've been in instrumentation, and my family's been in instrumentation design for, decades now. So we've had a lot of experience with how people use, portable equipment, and I know that it gets beat up, and cannabis is no different. They really beat it up a lot, and some of them come back and it's pretty scary what you can see. But so we really felt like we needed to make it very robust, very tough. You can throw it on the ground and not have it pick it up and still have it work. So that was really the kind of impetus of putting it inside the box, is just that it's got to be something that can last and can be handled in a real manufacturing environment.
Awesome. Well, thank you for your time.
Thanks so much. Appreciate
That's
it.
great.
Thanks so much.